Hey folks, it is September the 1st and this is economics. Please keep in mind if you're one of our virtual learners to go into Google Classroom, and I posted a short essay by Frederick Bastiat, an important free market capitalist from the early 19th century. I posed 4 questions for you, so make sure you go in there, read the document, answer those 4 questions in a Google Doc, and submit it to me. These are important not only for a grade and for you also to learn a little bit about what the course is about, but also this material that you're doing on your with primary sources is going to be part of your bonuses for your test. But your testable material will mostly come from our lectures such as today. Remember, I posted our lecture material already in the Google Classroom, so you can see what the PowerPoint slides look like. We're going to pick up with scarcity. So, winner, chicken dinner. All right, so scarcity. Remember, we have wants, we have needs, but sometimes we have to limit our wants for our needs, and a lot of that has to do with scarcity. And scarcity is defined as a limited amount of resources to meet an unlimited amount of wants and needs. So, everything's scarce, and we talked about this. Remember, not everything's totally scarce, though. There are obviously some things like renewable resources that aren't quite that scarce. Oxygen, water, sunlight. All right, so why do we have scarcity? Because you are mortals. All right, because we have unlimited wants and needs, but limited resources create scarcity. So we have to make choices. And choices are what consumers make, and choices are also, of course, what businesses have to make. Choices are what governments have to make. Wherever you have humans, choices must be made. So choices in what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, and things like that. So we are going to have a lecture on production as well and choices. It's going to come up later. No, not tomorrow's lesson. But... So everybody has to make choices. And money is a big reality with that. You only have so much cash, so you can't just buy unlimited amounts of certain things. Sometimes you have to limit a purchase in one area so you can make another purchase in another area. So it's like common sense, right? Are you okay?
No.
I'll have to get back to you.
It's not corona.
So you have COVID symptoms. I'm supposed to send you to the
Okay, it's one symptom. Pretty sure
Just
it's like
once.
a
One's enough, actually. Yeah,
One system, it's alive.
So whenever we have cold and flu season, I don't know what's going to happen.
That's really weird.
It's gonna be a battle royale, last minute stand. And I'm just telling you
I'm
that,
gonna win.
I am in it for the money.
We're ready for the
Okay. Hey, all right. So next one, Bryson. Hey, why isn't it changing? Oh wait, wrong computer. All right. So first cause of scarcity, we have personal perspective. So this is your own feelings and biases and things like that. This could be something that also has to do with like cultural things as well. So I'm starting. A couple examples. Excuse me. I know, right? I think we've already done these. I remember I'm starving and I'm broke.
Yeah, we got the
I'm
slide.
falling, I can't get up. I'm falling.
Yeah, I remember it took me Elmo.
Yeah, we got the slide first. We done did shit.
Hey, here we go. Yeah, this is the new one, right? So, hey guys, I don't want to assign seats. I don't want it. I don't want it. Did you? No. Okay. So doing without something. This is one of the ways we deal with scarcity. All right, so hey, there's one parenting 101. Shut up, kid. You'll get nothing and like it. There you go. All right.
You get nothing and you like it.
And like it. So not only are you not going to have something, but you better enjoy it. Like to have something. Well, this has to do with sometimes this is like parents have to, in maybe nicer ways, tell their kids, you can't have that because I just ain't got money for it, or I'm not ready to go to the store right now. So here's another example. I'll go to the prom, but not on the senior trip. So this could have to do with, once again, can't rent that tux or whatever, but you can do it one time. So what are you gonna do? You can go on the trip or the prom. I know I would probably pick the trip. Let's just say. All right, instead of driving to the theater, let's watch a movie on cable and save gas money. Okay. I think movies is expensive sometimes. Gosh, yeah.
I think I remember I was watching Sam. He was saying his reason why he doesn't buy his kids stuff is because like he ends up buying so they don't like it, so that's like another $5 off the train. They buy him like an N64 because he said this like in '90 something.
Okay.
So he buys them like an N64 with all the games, and then they just like, I don't like all this stuff, and they just build something else while they're playing. So they already have it. So
I would beat my show.
Kids are fickle. They get tired of stuff quick. They get super excited about stuff and then they change their mind. I mean, it's like a roller coaster. They like really like something, they want it real bad, and then they're just like, I hate
it's like
this.
my brother, he went to Chick-fil-A, my brother wanted some chicken nuggets, and whenever we got home, he's like, I want to go to McDonald's to get McDonald's chicken nuggets. I'm like, what?
Well, boys are better
If
than
my little brother did that, I would literally throw him out.
Okay.
Leave him
I
there.
got you food, child.
But see, here's the thing. I mean, like when you think about parenting, that's one of the things that makes it kind of like difficult for like rich parents, right? Because when you tell them no, it's not because you can't afford it. You just tell them no because you're trying to like say, well, I don't feel like it, or it's not good for you, stuff like that. Whereas like poor families be like, I just can't do it. There is no money. You know, it's like, there's empty. There is no money. So the no means like there is absolutely no way
Boy,
to
your
do that.
dinner consisted of green beans and leeks. Okay? Green, you got greens and grits for dinner last night. You do not need that. You had
All right.
solid water last week.
Oops, wait, wrong one again. Hey, all right, so moving on.
You have nothing but Brits.
Shh. All right, so other ways we deal with scarcity, we can create more resources. So cash is a resource. So you can go get a second job or improve your stature in life and get a better job. That's upward mobility. Hey, Michael, what you doing? So we put that up. Thanks. So if you need, so here's another one. If you have scarcity whenever it comes to energy, well, you can always try to like explore more ways to get energy. That's one. I mean, think about like ancient societies. You have scarcity of food. So what you do, you go out and you can hunt and gather, things like that. You could raid,
Yeah, that's how you gotta raid, bro.
you go raid for some corn.
Raid some months.
So there's different ways that you can overcome scarcity.
That's it.
Of course, I don't want you going out and stealing people's food.
That's so lame.
Yeah.
What is Brian?
Yeah, don't walk away from Mr. Whitener's class saying, he taught me a lot about how to be a pirate. Or he said,
This
Oh,
took me
yeah,
an
I
option
can-
to remove the cause of scarcity.
That's another one. So, and that would be different from creating resources. So you can think about things like back to energy, you can create efficiency. Like, I got a big hole in the ceiling that's letting all my air conditioning out. Maybe I'll patch it up. There you go.
No, you just crank up the AC.
Just crank it up. All right, 3, making better use of our resources. So here's the thing. So time is a resource and time can be scarce. So while I watch TV, I'll grade papers. I do more than one thing all the time. I like listening to the news while I'm doing stuff, or I'll, there's a lot of things I do, like, or mowing or something like that, So or sometimes I'll listen to an audiobook while I'm doing things. That way, so like if it's a book I really want to read, though, I'm gonna read it. But if it's a book I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't really care that much, I'll listen to it. I'll take my date to a matinee movie and use a buy one get one free coupon for dinner.
See,
There you
now,
go. Just don't show her the coupon.
yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if, well, you're married, you can get away with that. I don't know if, say, one of us can get away with that.
It depends on who you're with too, because
If you're with a cold person, then yeah, they'll want you.
okay. See, all right. If we carpool to work, it'll save gas money. Okay, yeah, that's good. So I mean, and families make these kind of decisions all the time. Like sometimes families will have kids who come here, but they have kids who go to another school, so let's stop at 2 different schools to drop the kids off, and they might be like, I want to save my time and gas and have all my kids go to PTA. And so that's a way that they can overcome a couple of resources.
So how does Cargill
A bunch of people get.
Yeah, let's say you and your neighbor both work in the same place at the same time. You just hitch a ride together. Or if you live close to somebody who goes to the same school as you, you get two from school at the
Like
same time.
y'all,
carpooling, bro?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Well, all right. All right, so we have another term here.
Travis.
Remember, this is testable material, so make sure you have your definition.
I don't
So,
know, I just thought it was.
Joey. All right, so real cost. The definition of real cost is all of the resources used to produce a good or service. So remember iPencil? There was a lot of resources that go into a common pencil, and that was written in like 1954. So real cost can have to do with paint, the ingredients in the paint, the wood pulp and the ingredients for that, the metal, which was like 10, it's kind of like 10, I think. It was the erasers, the lead. I don't even use lead anymore. It's like a carbon composite. Yeah, graphite. So,
is wood pulp like?
I don't think it was ever lead, was it?
kind of, it's glued together. Like,
It was never lead, it was always graphite.
Oh.
People
Okay.
just said lead because it was easier.
uh,
Like lead.
okay.
So that's all
most-
the people got lead poison.
Actually, I got stabbed with a pencil with my brother, and the lead was stuck in my stomach for years.
Is it graphite?
No, what it does, I think, it's like a tattoo, but pencil, like, it'll stay.
Essentially,
Like, I have a little pencil mark right here from where I stabbed myself once.
it actually went away some very.
All right, so it says up here, most resources can only be used for only one thing at a time. So what that means is the aluminum you use to make a soda can out of cannot be used to make a soda can and also a pair of glasses. Is that
right.
No. So I guess. Now, if you go to Canton, you'll find all kinds of pieces of art. People take old trash.
Oh, yeah, that's crap.
Yeah, every time I go to Canton, I don't even go to Canton anymore. It's just, I'm just like, half this stuff's made in China.
I mean, I go to Canton because there is old stuff that I like, and like the stuff I collect, like records and stuff like that, are cheap because people have them there, like they're not that rare, but there's certain ones that I want.
I know. Let me tell you something.
You used to see a lot of tents that had like military memorabilia and stuff. But it's like most of it's now just kind of like.
Canton is made off that.
I call it a big garage
First
sale.
Monday.
Yeah.
They used to sell pets there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They do?
I'm talking about like turtles.
Yeah, my wife got her grandmother a dog from there once, and it was so inbred, it had a lot of problems.
Yeah, they sell dogs, chicken, crab.
I have 2 chickens.
Yeah, I don't know how much money Canton made off that.
They have a flea market over there.
Maybe I buy an animal, but if you like the house.
I have 2.
It's like it's like a giant,
That's what it is?
yeah, like multi-block.
I thought.
We got whatever.
It's, okay, there's 2 parts. There's Dogtown, which is the old part, and then there's First Monday.
There's a flea market.
Dogtown is part of First Monday.
I know, but it's like, you call it Dogtown and the other part's First Monday. I'm Canton, I would know.
Well, I mean, because there's Dogtown, and then across the street is the mountain, and then across the street and like
Oh, yeah,
downtown,
I forgot,
and
I
then
forgot we
across,
forgot about the mountain.
and then across from the
Okay,
street
okay.
from
Hey,
Dogtown is downtown, and then
let's
across
say
the
back
street
here.
is downtown.
I'm ready.
All right, so examples of real costs that we talked about, iPencil. So here's another one. Real cost of building a bridge instead of a building. So bridges are usually made of concrete, steel, just like a building. So construction workers cannot work on building a new building if they're making a bridge. So it's kind of like, remember when this building was being built, the contractors who made this building, it took them twice as long to build this building as they estimated because they were also building for TISD. So that's why we had this building so late. So there's an example of real cost. The workers could not do both jobs very well at the same time. A crane can only be at one place at a time. Okay, steel, that's a resource that's a finite one-time use resource. It has to be used for one or the other. So yeah, I mean, you have real costs there. And this goes with like everything in life. Trade-offs. So trade-off, the definition of that is when you choose between two possible uses for a resource, like our example shows, you give up one alternative for another. So your time. You can either play video games or you could study, right? That's a pretty normal trade-off. In college, you could either get ready for an exam or you could go to a party, you know? You could do a lot of different things. Yes.
Usually like even card games. Any type of game, you have trade off. Like if you want to buy like Monopoly World right there, you want to wait.
Yeah. So like Monopoly, yeah. But then that's like an example of real world. You have resources. You can either use your money now or not, you know, and money is one of those things you make trade-offs with all the time.
That can also be used for
Time, money. Like let's say you only have so much flour at home. You're gonna use it to make some pancakes or you're gonna make some bread. I don't know.
who need yeast and stuff in bread.
Well, yeah, you need other ingredients. That's true. So bridge versus building. I can either buy this book or a pizza, but not both because you don't have enough money.
Well,
And they
it's
won't
just
sell
like-
you like 3 pages of the book and 1 slice of pizza and call it good. You know, so
That's
here you go.
That's one of the dilemmas.
Here's the index and here's the crust. You know, so
The thing I do is whenever I want to buy a new book,
yeah.
I'm like, okay, either I buy a book or I can watch it. Either I save for a book, which is only like, I usually buy like $10 books.
Yeah.
Or I go get a snack from Dollar General, which will bring me down about $3.
Yeah.
By the time I buy snacks, that brings me down $3 or more bucks. Eventually, I don't have enough to even get close to that book.
Well, yeah, that's how I am with like sheet music because
Yeah.
like a lot of the time on eBay, because sheet music's usually cheaper on eBay than in person because people will buy it for the cover in person, but on eBay people usually want the music.
Yeah.
But anyway, so on eBay you can find like pretty rare sheets usually for let's just say $20 for a
Yeah.
sheet. So I could buy that and save up, or like I could go and buy like a lot of sheet music that has like a couple that I want. It's like $10 and has like 30 sheets. So I can either get the one I really want or a few that I kind of want.
Well, yeah, I do the same thing with like I do something similar, and this isn't so much trade-off, but it has to do with I forgot the term for it, but like books, right? I bought about 5 or 6 books this summer, and I really prefer physical books, but I can get them so much cheaper on Kindle, and so I wind up most of the time just buying Kindle books.
I can 90% of the time like get all my books for free on Kindle, but I like my physical books.
Well, I mean, I do get a lot of free books on the Kindle, because like if it's an old book, it's out of print. In any case, hey, here's another one: opportunity cost. When you make a trade-off, there are always costs. Your value of time, money, goods, and services given up in an economic choice. The number one alternative is the opportunity cost. So this is one that comes first. So you have to think, like whenever you're traveling, you know, your time comes into consideration, how much gas. So you usually are going to choose the shorter route unless you have another reason to not do that. By doing this, I give up the opportunity to do that. If we build a bridge, we can't build the building. If I buy pizza, I can't buy the book. So, you only have, like we said, you only have finite resources to do things.
This is why so many people it's nice because they don't have enough resources and they want to.
And I think a lot of it is because they have a hard time deciding between the two.
That's it.
And sometimes people have a hard time just because it's not because they're sure of which one they want, but they're afraid of making a mistake. And so sometimes it's the fear of making mistakes that holds people back from making buying decisions or things like that. And so,
Whenever I usually go to like this one section in Barnes and Nobles,
and
I always look because usually books are $10, but there was a series that I was looking at, but each book was $15. I got there was only 2 volumes in that series, so there was $30 in all. Instead of buying those 2 books, I could have bought 3 of another series I was looking at.
oh my goodness, yeah. So you gotta figure out which one do you want more out of that too. So I mean, like which one's gonna give you the most entertainment value and all that stuff. All right, next one. Woo. All right, trade-off in its when we have our example is sleep versus study. Sorry, the bottom part's green. It's hard to read back there. So you have the following options when it comes to sleep versus study. 1 hour of extra study time, 2 hours of extra study time, 3 hours of extra study time. The benefit of the first option is a grade of C. With 2 hours, a grade of B, 3 hours, B plus. Opportunity hour cost, 1 hour of sleep, 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. So you're giving up an hour of sleep. That's what opportunity cost is. You're giving up 2 hours of sleep. You're giving up 3 hours of sleep. Now the thing is though, we know if you lose too much sleep, your grades probably aren't gonna be that great. So
It's like it's kind of weird.
I wish it was something else. Instead of sleep, I wish it was like, I don't know.
Free time.
Yeah. Watching Little Einsteins or whatever y'all do. Yeah, the video games. Y'all are playing Candy Crush all night. That's pretty good. All night. All right. So, what is the opportunity cost of going to college? So, what do you have to give up? What do you have? Opportunity cost, think of it as a sacrifice. You're sacrificing something. Not like, like a lamb or something, but, like money or time or something. Enjoyment. So benefits of going to college can be higher income, can be more job opportunities, can be job opportunities in a career I enjoy, can be job opportunities in more places. Depends on your major. So opportunity cost. You can spend a lot of money on it. Of course, you can go free if you set your eggs up in a row correctly. If you go to a cheaper school. Student loans. Oh gosh, please. If you're going to take student loans, keep it very limited and make sure that degree is going to have some payback.
What if I just take all the student loans in the world and die whoever's getting the student?
The government? Yeah, most of them are subsidized these days. If you get an unsubsidized student loan, the interest is like criminal. It's like debt slavery. You don't want to do that. You're basically saying, if you let me borrow $1, I'll give you back $3. It's crazy. All right, 4 more years of school. So that's your time. You might have to go to school 4 or more years. And it's hard to work during that time. No guarantee of a job when you get out. That's right. See, that's the thing. Since more and more people are getting degrees are having kind of like a watered down effect in its value. If everybody's got a degree, then a degree is it's just kind of whatever. In fact, a lot more jobs are actually starting to lean towards looking at your personal character and your experience over degrees and things like that. So got to think about that. Some, especially industries that have to do with tech and the interwebs. All right, what if I change my mind? That's like the biggest one that happens to like for people who are in college the first couple of years. They can't make their mind up. And sometimes they'll change their degrees, and that's just more time and opportunity cost and money and stuff like that. So it's kind of tough. Like 18, out of high school. I've been told I have to go to college my whole life. Well, I better go. What am I going to do? I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'll just try things out. Then you're trying things out, and then you're in school a couple extra years. Yeah.
And then you have no money.
Yeah, so it can be tough. It can be tough.
That's why you
That's why what? Well, that's what I did. I went in the military, and so I got those free checks. And
I have a lot of time to think.
okay.
Any immediate family that goes to Tyler when someone's working, or you yourself want to go to work,
Yeah.
your kids go to work.
And see, that's a good situation because that gives you time, and then you can decide if you want to do something that they don't offer. You can just transfer later.
I'm actually thinking of going to Tyler to do biology.
Okay, yeah, they have a pretty good biology program. And if you really want to do it, that's awesome. See, I actually started out as a biology major, and I got all my sciences out of the way. But when it came time and I was taking care of my electives and stuff like that, I was looking to see to get my master's. I was going to have to do so much in intern hours. It was going to be like a full-time job after school, and I decided against it. But see, I was going to go to SFA, and they were telling me I was going to have to work till evening every day for free, and I didn't like that idea. And so I switched to a history major, and I liked history a lot better. So
I'm just looking to get a really bachelor's biology and hopefully make it work during the time I have.
Mhm.
And I can either sit with college and I actually got to go to work into the hospital.
okay, hey guys. Okay, yeah, I couldn't hear Michael. That sounds pretty good. Here, I'm going to turn this off. Hey, please don't forget to complete your assignment in the Google Classroom. We're going to come back and we'll have another lecture, and I might have another primary source reading for us to go through too. We'll see. All right, talk to you later.
Do we still have class?